over this track, he will cross the line and will win the championship.
Hello, race fans, and welcome to the V8 Supercar America Series. Here we are for round 2 of racing at Circuit Zolder. I'm JD Smith from V8's Online. With me tonight is Kane Kraft to call all the action from the box. We want to let you know that tonight's broadcast is going to be presented in glorious high definition. It's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be presented by our good friends from Direct Clutch Services, Track Racer, and the V8's Online Superstore. I'm JD Smith, and Kane, I'm excited. Circuit Zolder, week 2, a lot of exciting things coming our way. We got the broadcast looking good now, man.
Yeah, some new hardware upgrades got things looking a little bit better, so that's exciting. Better frame rate on the broadcast, and just some better visuals overall. It's not something tremendous, but it is better, and it does look a lot better, so I'm happy. But back to Zolder. Wow, what an exciting race we're going to see here tonight. This track has got great grip. The drivers are really loving it. The car handles really good here. Everybody's saying the same thing about the track, that it's really a lot of fun. Last night's race went off really well. A lot of drivers had some good races, but the thing with the track feeling so good and having such good traction and things is it's real easy to overdo it and to get a little too confident and to give it just a little bit too much gas and end up spinning the car around or having an error, running in too deep, missing your braking point. So that's something to keep an eye on tonight.
It is, and I did kind of pooch up the sponsors a little bit there. Sorry, I missed one. V8 Supercar Fan Group, one of the sponsors. I wanted to get that credit in there. Sorry about that. But yeah, Circuit Zolder, Kane, is going to be really interesting. They're running the alternate configuration, as you mentioned, and really the alternate configuration is not a big difference from the standard configuration. We're still looking at about a 2.5 mile track. It's actually 2.49 miles. It's 4.0 kilometers. If you're looking, there's 10 total turns, and then really the only main difference is that when you're coming through the final turns here, you're going to bypass the final chicane, and actually just has like a little bypass road there, and that's actually turn 10. So it's going to be real fun to watch tonight to see how these guys do. I know if a lot of them have drove on this track, they're probably used to running the standard configuration, so that might throw them a little bit of a bone there.
And it does. It definitely does. I know most of the people in this top split that we watch has definitely spent a lot of time practicing throughout this week, but the first time going around the track, it took me 3 laps to realize, whenever I went and drove around it earlier, that I was supposed to turn. And I didn't even realize. Luckily, Jim Davey was there in the deal with me. He was like, hey, you missed the chicane that you were supposed to turn on. I'm like, what? You don't turn back there. So
I'm glad that you said that, because I did it too. I mean, I literally did it at least 3 or 4 times, and then I realized, oh, wait a minute, I'm not supposed to be going that way. So, you know, we could see that happen tonight. I know these guys know where they're going. They've been in preparation for a week now, and I'm sure they know exactly what is intended and what they need to do. They know how to get this done. But still, habit is we are creatures of habit. And if, like I said, if a driver has spent some tremendous amount of time here at Circuit Zolder on the standard configuration, they get in the zone and start relying on muscle memory here when you kind of get long in a race. And I don't write it off. It could happen. But speaking of which, I want to look back 1 week before we focus on Zolder too much, Kane. Had a great first week to start off our 2014 Season 3 season. It was actually a great race at Road Atlanta. We saw so much side-by-side racing, and we saw the return of a very, very good-looking Chad Chastain in his Sim-Pit Ford Falcon. He dominated the field, and it looked like the days of old for Chad Chastain. It's really, really exciting to see him doing this well again. And I hope that, you know, it wasn't just for one race. We're going to find out tonight and see if he can make Circuit Zolder continue his good fortune. But I tell you what, it really was exciting. and we are writing a new story now. We're heading into a new season, and these points are real fragile in the first week, so things can really start to take shape after today.
Yeah, definitely that put Chad up in the lead, but unfortunately Chad's not going to be here today, so that's really going to hurt him right off the bat, especially with there only being 2 drop rounds this season. So that's something that he needs to take into consideration, but he's not going to be here today. It's going to give some other drivers a chance to come up in the points, so we'll have to keep an eye on that and see how that goes.
Yeah, I just noticed that as you mentioned it, Kane, and so he's not in the field. Looking at the starting grid tonight, we can go ahead and take a look at that. Starting on the pole tonight's going to be Bo Kubis. Very proud of Bo getting a pole. His time was 124.43, so very good job there by Bo Kubis in the High-Tech Oils Ford Falcon. And right behind him, how about a time put up by Nigel Baines? Starting on the outside pole, 124.5. Beautiful, beautiful job by Nigel Baines. Tony Autry's going to be starting 3rd. Michael Fulcher going to be on the outside of row 2 in that 4th spot. In 5th, it's going to be Curtis Chipaway. Marlon McMullen will be starting in 6th. Jake Burton back in 7th with Corey Preston in 8th. Sam Sutton in the 9th slot with 10th going to Dylan Shepard. Mark Anderson in the KRT machine will be 11th with Marty Carroll in the Simpit Falcon in 12th. Dave Oliver back in 13th with Sanjan Delilac in 14th. Chris Bean will be 15th with the Mad Cow Racing Machine of Martin Creamers in 16th. Sam Collins, Graham Filan, and Ryan Shelton round out the 19-car field, and we're getting ready to go green. So as we get ready for the lights to light up here at Circuit Zolder, Kane, I'm getting excited, and we got some awesome looking paints out there on the track, and we're getting ready to do this thing. Good luck to all the drivers. This start is going to be very important, so keep your eyes open. The engines are revved, the lights are on. Let's go racing week 2 here at Circuit Zolder. Oh, great jump there from Marty Carroll. We're 3 wide with Martin Creamers in the back here. Also 2 KRT drivers. Great move right there in the High-Tech Oils machine of Chris B. And he had a good jump, but then slowed down. Sam Collins breaks up through the field. Also, Sanjan Delilac making a move up here as he's side by side with Marty Carroll. Oh, Marty got kind of trapped there on the outside. He's held in his position, though, but still real wide. We had some dust kicked up as tires got off. Marty going to try to make a move now. He's following very closely. Be interesting to see if he can make this pass happen. Back up front, Bo Kubis is out in the lead. The pole sitter holds it down with Nigel Baines about a car length and a half back from him. One spot out is the Hybrid Racing Simulations driver of Tony Autry. That's your top 3. Mike Fulcher fell back a little bit out of this. He's got some positions to gain as he looks ahead.
Great start for Bo Kubis, also as well as Nigel Baines holding in there in 2nd. Tony Autry back in 3rd with Mike Fulcher back in 4th. A great race for these guys so far.
Oh, it really is a great start to the race, and things are already starting to kind of settle down throughout the field. Now, about mid-pack, we do have some action going on right now. It's a KRT machine of Mark Anderson who's trying to find a spot. He's side by side right now with Dave Oliver. He's going to fall in place in front of, no, Dave Oliver going to try to make it happen on the outside. I don't think he has the room. And Dave Oliver will have to fall in single file right behind the Kamikaze race team of Mark Anderson. Little wide exit there as they're coming off the turn there. You got to be really careful here. There's so many chicanes. Here's a pass right now. No, it's side-by-side racing again. And it was a High-Tech Oil machine getting shut down.
Speaking of High-Tech Oil, we talked with Bo Kubis at this right before the race. He mentioned that High-Tech Oil is putting up $10 worth of iRacing credits to the driver who can finish the highest in the rankings with 0 incident points tonight.
So that's awesome news right there. Tell you what, Dylan Shepard, a fun driver to watch right now. He's kind of leading a pack of cars around the track right behind him in the KRT machine. But yeah, after that, you got a pack of cars trying to fight for position. So really fun to watch the mid to back pack. A lot of stuff going on. There you see him using that alternate route, man. I tell you, it even throws me a loop watching it on the broadcast.
The driver I want to talk about here that's doing well even tonight up in 16th, Ryan Shelton, had one heck of a race yesterday in the pre-race race, I guess, is what they call the Thursday race. He finished up in 4th, I think, maybe 5th. He finished up there really well and had a great race all night long. He just kept it clean and drove good, had great battles with Mike Budzine and Matt Dower. So great racing last night from Ryan Shelton. So good to see him here tonight, giving it another shot.
Oh, awesome stuff there, man. That's good news for him. I'm trying to get a good look at this track. It's trying to see the best way to watch this race from a broadcasting point of view. There's so much action on the track. It's kind of get you just watching it. Really, you got to try to find a good angle to watch all the action from so you don't miss nothing. Right now, I've been kind of watching Dave Oliver here over the past minute or two. I've been thinking that he's going to be able to get around this Kamikaze race team machine of Mark Anderson, but he just hasn't been able to get the jump. It looked like he had it for a while, but he just hasn't been able to make the move. He stuck the nose up in there a couple of times.
This turn coming up here is such a hard turn to get figured out just right, where to get it turned in and how much power to use. It looks pretty simple, but it's one of the toughest turns on the track.
Turn 1 is just extremely difficult, and you have to be so careful. Especially this track is known for its chicanes, and we're really fortunate the drivers are fortunate that they don't have to use that final chicane. I remember it being very difficult and a very tough turn to deal with. And so they do have to remember
Marty Carroll to the outside of Dave Oliver. I'm pretty sure that's who that is. Sam Collins, I'm sorry. He did get the pass done, and Marty Carroll into the 12th place. Sorry, JD, for interrupting there.
No, you're doing a wonderful job, man. Keep doing it. Like I said, I'm still getting some things adjusted so that I can do a better job of broadcasting the rest. I had to make some adjustments for my camera angle so that I can see more of the action, and I'm almost done. We got some side-by-side racing there right now. Right beside Dave Oliver is going to be Mr. Dylan Shepard, side-by-side racing right here for position. And Dylan Shepard in the Cosmo Lighting Ford Falcon. Oh, and Dave Oliver gets sideways for a minute. Beautiful save right there.
Yeah, there's one thing with this new tire model. It does seem like it's a little easier to save it whenever the car gets a little sideways like that or gets a little shaky. These drivers are able to get the car, pull back underneath them, and get back going straight a lot easier. It don't have that jerky effect that gets the car spinning.
Exactly, Kane. Very good point. And here we are on lap number 5, and I'm bad broadcaster, Kane. I didn't look at the total number of laps, and I don't remember. So
I think it's 22.
I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I believe you're right. It sounds perfect. Right now, Mark Anderson in 9th place, kind of leading this field, but he's got a fast and upcoming Dylan Shepard. We just saw Dylan Shepard pass just a second ago over Dave Oliver, and we got some more action. These guys aren't done. Dylan Shepard looks like he could have some company in just a second. Dave Oliver starting to have a little stride in his car now. After that slip up just a moment ago, he's looking good again. Looking up through the field, I'll tell you what, I'll kind of do a quick rundown of how things are going. If you just joined us here, welcome to the race here. It's week 2, V8's online at Circuit Zolder. And Bo Kubiz started on the pole, and he has led all 5.5 laps thus far in the high-tech oils. Ford Falcon back in 2nd place. A beautiful job by the STC Motorsports driver, Nigel Baines. He's about a 2-second differential behind Bo Kubiz. Tony Ottridge about another second back. He's in 3rd. And Tony Ottridge is looking good right now in third. Back and forth, it is Michael Fulcher and Curtis Chipaway in the Sim Instruments machine. He'd love to get a little bit, or I'm sorry, Curtis Chipaway in the Dayco Ford. He would love to pass that KRT machine. He's only about 2 car lengths behind him, Kane. Back in sixth, it is Jake Burton in the Sim Instruments Ford Falcon. Sam Sutton is back in seventh. He's trying to catch up there to Jake.
JD, you need to refresh your skins again. We forgot to refresh them coming in. Jake Burton's got a special skin for us tonight.
Uh-oh.
It's definitely a treat.
But I'm going to write Trading Paints and give them a letter. I have done everything I can to make sure that I get these fresh paints, and they're still don't upload every time.
Yeah, there's a checkbox that's got to be unchecked for them to reload fresh every time, and as I found out, even unchecking that checkbox don't get them all every time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
I got it on automatically refresh textures, and it should do it every time, but it doesn't. So it should be done. It says downloading 92%. I made it redo it. It says files up to date. Let's see if this sucker's doing. I'm telling you, buddy. I want to see that special paint.
Curtis Chipaway now to the outside of Mike Fulcher. Well, that was the inside, actually. Hits the curb hard. Oh, goodness sake,
Yeah,
he got him all shook up.
Curtis got hung up on that one, and boy, here he is. He's just now going around another car there. He got hung up good. I've never seen a car quite get hung up. That really did some damage to the inside of his car there, Kane.
That could, yeah, the suspension damage that those big curbs can cause the car. It does happen, but I hope he didn't get none of that damage. It just got him kind of shook up there. Jake Burton was able to get around in his special car for the day.
In the Vegemite Sim Instruments Ford Falcon. I love it. Way to go, Jake Burton.
You know, I've told everybody that if we start the new show, the new talk show, that you and I are going to have to try out some of the Vegemite.
Kurt just made a big pass right there, or it started to. We got side-by-side racing now. The Powerbond Dayco Ford Falcon does pass Jake Burton there. Curtis Chipaway will take back fifth, and we got a battle for a top 5 position that is really fun. The Vegemite machine and the Dayco machine. You got to love it, Kane.
Yeah, something happened to Jake a little bit there. He really fell off pace there for a second, allowed even Sam Sutton to catch up to him, and now Jake and Sam Sutton's going to have a big battle here.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. Jake Burton right now trying to hold on tightly because in the Osram Ford Falcon, Sam Sutton coming up in a hurry. I'm just loving that paint scheme. For those that may not know why he's got the Vegemite paint scheme, some of the viewers out there, well, if you didn't get a chance to catch the post-race show, the Get Dirty MX post-race show last week was classic. We just got on a big subject about food and strange foods from certain countries, and we got on the subject of Australians and Vegemite, and just sounds terrible. I've never tried it, but you can't knock it until you tried it, I guess. And but it's so funny. You put it on the car this week, and definitely a big round of applause from this side of the fans, buddy.
Well, bad news, JD. Martin Carroll's out of the race at this point. I'm not sure what happened. We missed that particular part of the action. So Martin Carroll's went to the garage and out of the race at this point.
Oh no, I'm going back to see what happened to Marty Carroll. It was right on the end of lap number 7 as they were heading down towards the start-finish line. It was actually in the gridded area right at the start-finish line. Marty caught up right on the bumper of the Dayco Ford Falcon, and that actually is Marlon McMullen, Kane. He was right there with Marlon McMullen of all people, and there was bad contact. Marlon got into the wall, and when he did, the car stopped and got into Marty's car bad, and Marty did a quick tow. So Marty may be back. He just may be quick towing. But it looks like he's done for the day. Marlon McMullen is in his pit stall now. Marlon drove around instead of getting towed. So Marlon getting things fixed up. Not the way Marlon McMullen wanted to continue week 2 in the season, that's for sure.
Yeah, Marlon did have a great race last week, finished second, was able to get some good points out of it. But with Chad being out today, this would have been a great race to have a great finish, but wasn't in the cards for Marlon tonight. That bad incident put him at the back of the pack, so lots of work for Marlon to get maybe be able to get a couple more positions out of this thing by the time the thing's over.
Kane, if this is a fuel-saving race, I mean, if this is a 22-lap race, this may be a fuel-saving race. It's looking like it's telling me with a full tank I should get around 19 laps in, so I don't know. Around 20 laps, maybe. Let's say 20 laps, so they can save 2 laps, maybe. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Tony Autrich now reeling in Nigel Baines. He's down to, well, he's just about a second behind Nigel. I guess the gap's staying right about the same there for Tony and Nigel, but he definitely looks like he's within striking distance of Nigel. As long as Nigel can have a pretty perfect run, I think he'll do okay to keep Tony back there, but Tony's doing well.
Yeah, Tony Autrich's looking very smooth right now. The Hybrid Racing Simulations Ford looks very, very calm, devoted. Kind of just waiting to see what Nigel does. He's got a good pace to him. Last lap there for Tony Autrich was at a 126.4. Nigel Baines did a 126.5 came, so a 10th faster for Tony Autrich in the Hybrid Racing Simulations machine. He's just kind of edging it ever closer, and he's kind of waiting for Nigel to kind of give him the go-ahead. We're only on lap 11 of lap 22, so here we'll be at the halfway point once we cross the start-finish line. And this is inside the podium battle, so always big when you're talking about inside the podium.
At the back of the field, we've got a great battle back here for the 13th position. Ryan Shelton, Graham Filan having one heck of a race here at the Zolder alternate course.
Yeah, the Dr. Pepper Ford Falcon making his way around Bones not too long ago, and he's trying to run away with it, but Bones doing a good job of hanging tight with him. Graham Filan, also a.k.a. Bones, is back there, and he is getting ready to try to make another pass attempt on him. Kane, it looks like he's right there at him again. Yeah, he's going to try to poke out there and get some fresh air and see if he can't get a little mistake from Mr. Ryan Shelton. Martin Kramer's in the brown cow, mad cow this week. Good battle going on still between Dave Oliver has rode away. That battle is between Corey Preston now and Dylan Shepard. Those two starting to go at it. And I tell you what, Corey Preston has fallen back a little ways. Corey was up there in 9th. He's back in 10th at the moment. So, he fell to 11th. I'm sorry. Yeah, he did fall 2 positions in that last lap. That puts him outside the top 10 as we start lap 12. The Kamikaze race driver has to get up there. He has to find his mojo again, man. He had a great race last week, Kane.
Yeah, he did. He really did. And I tell you what, as soon as you said he had to find his mojo, he really caught up to Dylan Shepard. I think we're going to see another battle here for this position.
Yeah, I don't want to take the camera off of these two for at least a few more turns because I got a feeling something's going to break out here. If you remember correctly, Corey Preston finished the highest out of all his new teammates last week at Atlanta in week 1, and here he goes. He's going to try to make a move on the inside. He's got some momentum, but he's going to run out of track, Kane. Does he go, I thought he went a little too hard in. No, he's going to hit the chicane perfect on the inside, and a beautiful pass from Corey Preston here on lap 12 in the middle of the track. Let's see if we get a reaction here from Dylan Shepard. I think it's going to stick. Beautiful job there by Corey Preston to get it back. So that just lets me know him falling 2 positions was probably a result. Wait a minute. don't leave the door open yet. Here comes Dylan Shepard now, trying to rebound. I thought he was going to get up there and make a move. He ran out of track as he hit a corner. And now let's see what they do through this alternate route around the chicane, heading towards the start-finish line out of turn 10. And it will be Mr. Corey Preston who will be ahead in 10th. So welcome to the top. Welcome back to the top 10, Mr. Corey Preston. This guy's got a special gift, Kane, and if he ever finds a way to harness that gift and use it anytime he wants, because I've seen Corey Preston have races where he is a shoe-in for a top 5, and then I've also seen Corey Preston in races where he can't find the top 10, and it's just, you always wonder how that happens, because some days he'll just surprise you, man. He come out here and he can race with the best of them.
Yeah, I think different tracks suit him, and like I said, coming into this thing, this track here has a lot of grip, and it really feels great, but it can bite you too. You can get a little too confident, but the same thing, while it feels good and fast to you, to some of those guys, it's really fast, so they're really running away from it. It's hard to keep up with some of the guys because the track is so fast.
All right, Kane, on lap 14 now, Nigel Baines still has a rear view mirror full of Tony Autry. And I tell you what, every time that Tony Autry gets within about that car length, Nigel Baines finds a way to kind of pull ahead about another half a car length to give him some breathing room. And it's been a really good battle. We got a good battle forming behind them as well, and that's between Michael Fulcher and Curtis
Oh,
Chipaway.
Nigel's off.
Oh, no. Nigel has spun around. He's off the track. He has oncoming traffic, Kane. He's got to wait for them to pass.
Yeah, tough break for Nigel Baines. Taking a look at the race recall replay to see exactly what happened to Nigel.
Yeah, as we look at the race recall replay, you're going to see Nigel Baines coming through this small chicane here. This is what I call the mid chicane. It's the middle of 3. And, oh, he got on the gas too hard. On the exit, Kane, the wheel spin was too much. And he just goes straight into the wall. Nasty hit.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Just as the tires start to go, you just kind of get confidence because the track feels so good, and get onto it just a little too early, and it does bite you, and it happens so frequently to so many drivers on this track.
Well, that does make it good for Michael Fulcher now, as he is in the 3rd place now, and he got an easy way up into 3rd, but that makes also the battle for 3rd even more fun because Curtis Chipaway is right here at Michael Fulcher. Good battle for a podium spot right here in front of us.
Yeah, Curtis needs to get up there and put that pressure on Mike Fulcher, because that's exactly what the pressure can do, and put that pressure on there and make them try to get on the gas a little sooner than what they really want to try to stay ahead, and that's exactly what can cause those same kind of deal that we've seen with Nigel Baines. Now, I don't know that the pressure necessarily contributed to Nigel Baines' incident, because Nigel is like the Iceman. You never see him succumb to pressure.
All right, Kane, I think it's time we take a look at an onboard camera from Curtis Chipaway here as he tries to race down Michael Fulcher. They're fixing to end this lap in just a second, and we can get a good view of Circuit Zolder. Here they start the final turn here, or it's not the final turn, it's a big, almost like a hairpin turn. And this is, you're about to see this alternate route right up here at the end of this short chute here. And normally where you would go into that chicane right there, you just take this little alt road and it's straight over into, this is the front stretch here, and we'll start a new lap. This will be the start of lap 16 here as we head into turn 1, which you heard Kane talk about how important it is to get through this turn fast and safe. You can lose a lot of time through turn 1 here. Turn 2, another difficult turn. You lose a lot of speed through here, and then you have to almost drive this like a carousel through there, and a big right-hander right here. This is, you know, you mentioned the new tire model. You really can look at the grip they have here now versus the last time we came to Circuit Zolder in these V8s. These guys are driving around here at least a second a lap faster than what we saw with the old tire model. Have to be. Through that mid chicane, that's where Nigel Baines had that incident. Now you're getting ready to see another chicane right here. This is the most difficult chicane for me personally. And you see right there, almost gets loose. You hear the wheel spin if you're listening to the car audio. Here, another hard right turn. And now we're getting to the end of the track here as we get ready to head through that hairpin type turn. And this is turn 9. And you really have to wash off all the speed. You're back on it as quickly as you can without spinning the rear tires, and through the short chute here. And then you're going to take the alt road around the chicane. And that's another lap here at Circuit Zolder. And these two have not gained or lost any time between each other. Good battle.
Yeah, the battle there is really good. It seems like Curtis might be slipping back just a touch, but if he is, it's not even hardly measurable. But I expect we're going to see Curtis catch back up with Fulcher, and we're going to see a great battle here.
All right, Kane, I got to cut to a driver real quick. Dave Oliver, take a look at that livery, man. That is one of my favorite livery. That's going to be my livery of the week this week. The Driveline Services Australia, even though we have the Vegemite out there, that Driveline Services Australia paint just looks absolutely stunning. It's my favorite color. I love that teal, and it just is rocking.
Graham Filing did manage to get the pass done on Ryan Shelton for the 12th position. Ryan sticking right with him there going through turn 1, but tucks back in behind. We'll have to keep an eye on this battle, see if Ryan manages to get that position back.
Kurt Chipaway, let's see what he can do now that he has passed around this guy. Let's see if he can hold him. Mike Fulcher now going to try to catch back up to Mr. Curtis Chipaway in the Dayco Ford Falcon. This battle's been going on for quite a long time, Kane. I think Curtis Chipaway is going to run away with it, and I'll tell you why. This whole time, Kurt has done such a great job in the Power Bond machine in dirty air. Now, that Dayco Ford, and for the first time today, has found some clean air, and I think it's going to do dividends for him as he gets in this clean air. I think he'll start to pull away, but as I say that, Michael Fulcher is hanging with him really well. No, he made a mistake right there. He's going to lose a little bit of time. Mike Fulcher kind of went in a little too hard on that turn, and he's going to lose it. He's actually going to have to worry because here comes the Vegemite Sim Instruments Ford Falcon of Jake Burton in the... How can I not give him the paint scheme of the week? The Vegemite machine has to take you, Kane.
Yeah, I think you forgot about the Vegemite machine because that thing, that is so funny. Leave it to Jake.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm really glad that Trading Paint's finally uploaded there because that was hilarious. I just saw it and just started cracking up laughing.
Yeah, Jake having a great run today. 5th place. I think he was 5th place last week as well. Had a great race last week as well. So Jake Burton's come into the season really strong. I think we're going to see a good run from Jake Burton this season.
Yeah, Jake Burton. This has got to be his season to make it happen. And Kane. What am I seeing right here? Oh, okay, never mind. Tony Ottridge is coming up on Marlon McMullen. I apologize. I just saw a Dayco car, and then I saw Tony Ottridge. I was thinking a minute that Kurt may have got around him, but he's got a long way to go. He's only 6 seconds behind. I know that's a lot, but it could happen.
Yeah, he's down to 4 seconds behind Tony Ottridge. He was 7 seconds a little bit back, so he's definitely gaining on Tony. So we may get to see a battle here before the end of the race. Well, maybe not. With only 4 laps to go, Tony's in pretty good shape.
Well, the battle that I think could be a big one is between Jake Burton and Michael Fulcher. This is for the 4th position, and Michael Fulcher, I believe it's a lost cause for him. I don't know. Every time I say that, he gets closer and closer to Kurt, so we may still could see Michael Fulcher get in this podium.
Yeah, back in the back, the battle with Ryan Shelton and Graham Filan. Ryan has got back around Graham and is retaking that 12th place. But Graham hasn't let him go. He's right there looking to take that place back. So we'll have to check back on these guys in a few minutes.
Yeah, they are. They're still going at it.
Corey Preston's got himself back up into the top 10. He's stuck right there with Dave Oliver. hoping to make up just a little bit of ground, getting there into a battle with Dave Oliver for that 8th position.
And Dave Oliver has had a pretty decent race, but Corey Preston has found something here as of the past few laps. Looking at Corey's times, Dylan Shepard behind him had a 129. Dave Oliver ahead of him had a 128.9, almost a 129. Corey ran a 127.7, so almost a little over a second faster that last lap. And so if he continues that pace, he will catch Dave Oliver. Corey Preston 127.4 that past lap. Dave Oliver 127.8. 4/10 made up on that lap, but there's only 2 more laps remaining, or 2.5 laps remaining. So this got to happen now. Corey's got to find some speed. Let's check back on Michael Fulcher in the Curtis Chipaway battle. Oh, they're heading through the mid chicane, Kane, and tell you what, the Kamikaze race team machine of Michael Fulcher putting everything it has in it, trying to catch up to Curtis Chipaway. The only thing is Mike's got to be careful he doesn't put too much effort in and overdrive one of these turns. It's so easy to do here, to lose the grip. The tires have got to be getting really loose. He's got to be feeling it, so he doesn't want to overdrive it. He may have Jake Burton here on him real quick. The Vegemite machine is coming full force. And you see it right now, guys, who's just started lap 21, and as Bo Cubis comes across this next time, we will be on the final lap. The white flag shall wave.
Graham Filing did manage to get back around Ryan Shelton. Also behind them, the high-tech car. I'm not sure who that is right behind him. Is that Chris Bean in the high-tech oils car right behind Ryan Shelton?
Yeah.
He's a couple laps down, but still able to stick right with those guys.
Yeah, he's still fighting. How about Graham, though? Regained the position. He's back up into 12th, ahead of Ryan Shelton now, so fun to watch those two.
Back up front, Michael Fulcher's managed to pull away from Jake Burton just a touch, but not much. Curtis Chipaway has managed to pull away a full second from Mike Fulcher.
Man, Curtis Chipaway, back here in the pack, remember we talked about the battle between Dave Oliver and Corey Preston, Kane. Those two are bumper to bumper pretty much. They are right there at one another, and Corey may get him on the final lap, because right now Bo Cubis, your leader, has started the final lap. The white flag is out here at Circuit Zolder, and this race will be over in half a lap's time. He's heading through a little more than half. He just headed through the first chicane, and he's only got one more to go in the alt route, and this bad boy is over. Now heading through the second chicane, Bo Cubis. What a drive for him today. 13.5 second lead over Tony Ottridge at the time the white flag waved. Beautiful job driving. As long as he keeps this thing on the track, this is his race. What a day for Bo Cubis. All right, he's going to come up on some lap traffic, but it's not going to cause him any trouble. He's actually going to come up on Ryan Shelton and them. But here it is, guys, as he comes around through the final turn 10 here at Circuit Zolder. Week 2 is going to go to your driver in the high-tech Oils Ford Falcon. Bo Cubis wins week 2. Big day for him. Big day for Bo. Back in second, it is Tony Ottridge, who will come across. No challenge. Here comes Curtis Chipaway. Behind him, it'll be Michael Fulcher in 4th. Jake Burton should come across in 5th, and he will. Marlon McMullen, he's lapped on back there, but Sam Sutton comes across in 6th. Mark Anderson coming across back in 7th. 8th should round up with Dave Oliver, and Corey Preston finishes 9th. Dylan Shepard going to finish in 10th. Martin Creamers will come across 11th. Graham Filan looks to have 12th locked down, as Ryan Shelton is further back now in 13th. Marlon McMullen finished 2 laps down in 14th. Crispy in 15th. Nigel Baines finished 3 laps down in 16th. Marty Carroll 14 laps down in 17th. Sam Collins 15 laps down in 18th. And Sanjin Delilac 19 laps down in 19th. Not a good day for Sanjin Delilac. I hate to see that. Corey Preston actually is going to be counted as finishing. Something happened to Corey at the end of this race, Kane. He finished 11th.
Interesting.
Now it's got him 13th. He's going down, so he'll finish 13th. Did he get a black flag?
He might have hit the instant limit.
Very possible.
I have found him on the track on the replay. I'll just keep an eye on the replay here and see see what happens. His car, definitely a lot of damage on it as we're coming through this last lap on the replay.
Boy, I tell you what, man, you find out what happened, let me know. That was interesting.
How about Bo Cubis comes in here, dominates from right from the start, starts on the pole, has a great run, ends up taking the whole thing. That was a great drive. And that's exactly what happened, JD. He cut the chicane, got an off track, and disqualified him.
Oh, tough break there for Corey. And that is definitely something that happens more often than we realize. I mean, this is the top split, so you know it happens more often than not. I wonder what happened in the second split. I'm sure we'll find out from Jim soon. But what a day for Bo Cubis. I don't want to overlook him. We didn't give him a lot of camera time because he was by himself all day. But this is a very impressive win for him in week 2. And after we see Chad Chastain take week 1, week 2 goes right over and Bo Cubis takes it. Beautiful day for him. Not so good of a day for the 2-time America's champ in Marlon McMullen. He had a rough day. Unfortunately, got involved with the incident with Marty Carroll. Marty not having the day that he wanted. And then Nigel Baines started second, ran second all day, and then his day comes up short. That is very unfortunate for both of the SDC Motorsports drivers. Hate to see that.
Yeah, that was crushing when that happened to Nigel. It, man, that would just, you could feel it in your chest, just the impact of that, just of him spinning out like that ball, being in second place. It was painful to watch, so bad luck for Nigel Baines. We'll see him back next week, and he'll recover.
Well, guys, we want to thank all of you for joining us for the broadcast, and now we're going to switch modes as we get ready to head on over to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. So for those of you that have been watching the broadcast, thanks so much. Welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. Once again, I'm JD Smith, Kane Craft with me to get this show underway. Buddy, we just got through watching a fantastic race at Circuit Zolder. I want to congratulate Bo Cubis.
Yeah, definitely. What a great drive by Bo Cubis. You know, Bo hasn't been driving the V8 Supercar for the last, at least not much, a little bit in the end of last season, but otherwise he hadn't really drove it very much, and come in to run this season and starting off on fire, so that's fantastic.
Oh, it's absolutely wonderful. You got to be proud of him. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Bo Cubis into the post-race interview. Bo, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show, and congratulations on the victory here at Circuit Zolder.
Thank you. How are we?
Doing good. Obviously, not doing quite as good as you, though, buddy. That was a dominating performance. We saw you run away from the pole position after a great job qualifying, and it seemed like it was all too easy for you here at this track today.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, to be honest. I don't know what happened, what I did right there, but yeah, obviously it worked. A couple of other drivers that I didn't expect to be off the pace were so, and yeah, it was good. Setup was good.
Did we lose you, JD?
No, I'm here. I was talking, but I don't think y'all heard me. I hit the something went wrong, but I'm here now. I was just saying, Bo, whatever you did, I know that if you don't know what you did, we're gonna go back and find out because we want you to do it more often. That was just a fantastic performance out there, buddy.
Yeah, thanks a lot, JD and Kane. Definitely going to try in the next rounds, that's for sure.
Well, I tell you what, it was very exciting watching you in the race today. We saw, like I said, we saw you dominate the field, and it was surprising, really. I was surprised. We had a lot of big surprises in this race, as we'll find out when we talk to Nigel Baines and some other drivers. But Bo, just to come into a track we don't race a lot here at Circuit Zolder, and how was it? I mean, you don't really, I don't know how much time or how familiar you are with Circuit Zolder, but it looked like you knew what you were doing.
I've had two previous seasons in the Cup Porsche, so I know the track. Not this variation with this last chicane, but it's only one corner different, so it didn't take that much to learn.
Well, I tell you what, we had talked about that in the pre-race show right before we got ready to go, and I was mentioning to Kane, and he was saying the same thing. Is I buddy, how you doing?
Yeah, very well, thanks JD. Kane, how are we?
Oh, absolutely fantastic, buddy. I thought you had an absolute stunning performance out on the track today. Tell us a little bit about your week in preparation this week leading up to the event.
Qualifying was frustrating with these little off tracks in this around here. It takes quite a bit of perseverance to get your a lap you're happy with, but anyway, I did enough to get on pole position, and yeah, I'm really quite surprised with the way I went in the race. I thought Nigel and Tony, they were right there, only a tenth off me in qualifying speed, and I thought I thought, oh, look out, here we go, I've got a bloody race on my hands here.
Yeah, it looked like things were going to get real close there for a while, but after some certain incidents took place, he kind of ran away with it. You had a big lead over the rest of the field. Did you ever think any worries in any part of the race after you kind of were out there on your own?
Not really. When I got the gap out to about 5 seconds, I sort of shifted my focus to not getting any incidents. And if you maintain a bit of a goal or a bit of a target, you don't tend to lose focus. So yeah.
Absolutely, buddy. One thing I was worried about was I didn't know what the fuel situation would be like, so I didn't know if this was set up to be a fuel saver or not. So I didn't know if you guys had to save any fuel tonight.
No, not at all. It was a flat-out sprint race.
Sounds good to me, buddy. Well, congratulations, Bo. We look forward to seeing you race like this in the near future. I tell you what, it's absolutely wonderful for the point standings early in the season. It just sets a good bit of confidence your way and puts you at a good spot.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Hopefully I can keep up this kind of form, but obviously Chad wasn't there today, so we'll see what happens next week.
Sounds great, Bo. Thanks so much, and congratulations again, buddy, on the victory.
Thanks, guys.
And that's Bo Kubis, everybody. A fantastic performance for him in the High-Tech Oils Ford Falcon. Let's bring in from the second split Jim Davey, our good controversial friend. always bringing the heat. No, just kidding, buddy. Come on in, Jim. Let's have a chat. Welcome to the Post Race Show, buddy.
What's up, boss?
Oh, you know it. Tell us a little bit about what happened at Circuit Zolder in the second split.
It's a lot like last night, where the start was eventful. I'm sure you can ask Curtis about the start last night, and he'll be happy to tell you about it. It was weird for me. Normally, everybody mocks me for my starts. They're like, yeah, it's the only thing he's good at. Just make up a few spots at the start, but I actually started second. So I was on the front row. I didn't know what to do. Couldn't go through the field. But, yeah, Dennis Gutierrez, a guy I've been mentioning a few times now. He started on the pole. I led a few laps. He led most of the laps. He ended up winning. Great guy. very, very sportsmanlike. We had an issue with the back marker. Instead of trying to take advantage of the situation, he just backed off so we could actually race it out. Then, like I said, I was second, very surprised and very happy with it. David Baxter was third, Matt Yeomans fourth, Adam Harden fifth, Michael Cracknell sixth, Chris Hogan seventh, Robert Rosengreen eighth, Stephen Oldfield ninth, yeah. Sean Polden 10, Brian Borg was 11th, Dean Flavel was 12th, Shane Rayner was 13th, Peter Simons was 14th, D.A. Moore, that's a new name, 15th, Scott Breckenridge 16th after a difficult run. Scott Griffiths was 17th, Paul Slavonic was 18th, and Renee Skotnica was 19th, another new name.
Awesome.
I apologize for not having sponsor names this week, but I'd already shut down my simulator, so I don't have them to look at, and I do apologize.
That's all right, buddy. I tell you what, though, sound like a great run there in the second split, just like we had up here in the top split.
Lots of new
Jim.
names. That's awesome. I'm glad to see some new drivers coming in and racing with us. Yeah, that's awesome. So I'll look for that to continue.
Yeah, we've had I think this season's been really good for participation. The first week, the Thursday race split, I don't remember the last time, if ever, we did that. Last night was a really good turnout. We've been having good splits instead of having like the bare minimum 12 and 13 like we used to. It's been really good, and I'm really happy to see a lot of these new names. I'll admit I got a little fussy during our second split race when someone we were lapping just kind of hit his brakes unexpectedly, and I fussed at him a bit, ruined my zero incident attempt. But I do apologize for that, but it was all good, and it was just a fun race for everybody, I think.
Sounds great, Jim. I'm going to bring in real quick a driver who started a fantastic race, and it just unfortunately fell short for him. Let's bring in SDC Motorsports, Nigel Baines. Nigel, welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Fantastic, my friend. And what a day, starting like you did, starting there on the outside pole. It was very exciting. Like I said, first thing I saw was I was thinking to myself, it's the return of Nigel Baines. He's back. Things are looking great. You get off to a wonderful start in the race. Look like you're going to hold your own in second for a while, maybe even get up there and give Bo a run for his money, and then tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yeah, I mean, congratulations to Bo. I certainly couldn't give him a run for his money. You know, you kind of always hope you can hang on there, and I could see him creeping away. Just had great pace. You know, he had great pace in qualifying. Frustrating qualifying, like Bo was saying there, but you know, he had great pace, and congratulations to him. But just happy to hold Tony back. You know, I was maintaining about a 1.5 second gap pretty much to Tony, and you know, it would sort of yo-yo a little bit here and there, but and then just made one simple little mistake, really. I just, you know, stood on the gas a little quick after hitting a little bit of the inside curb through the first chicane, and yeah, it was enough to spin it up, and unfortunately didn't save it. So that was race over, you know. But well, other than that, it was good up until then for sure.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, I'll tell you what, there's something you can definitely take away positive is that you definitely had your stuff today. It just all came down to one of those things that it happens to the best racers in the world. I hope you don't let it get you down. I hope this race actually boosts your confidence because it shows that you have what it takes to get up there and win races in this series. And I know that you can get back to your winning ways, buddy. We're rooting for you the rest of the way.
Yeah, fingers crossed, JD. You know, it's very positive to see. You know, the qualifying pace is good, and race pace was solid. You know, I had a pretty consistent car for the run. Like I say, you know, just one mistake, and I certainly won't let it bother me too much. You know, maybe a couple of beers might just soften the blow a little bit, but you know, I'll be back in a couple of weeks. I think I miss next week. I could be back for a family engagement back in the UK, so I think I'll miss next week, but. You know, great run by Bo again, and well done to Tony and Curtis for running around the podium.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks a lot, guys. That's Nigel Baines from SDC Motorsports, and good talking with you, buddy. Hang tight with us. All right, guys. Next, I'm going to bring in a guy who had a great day battling back and forth for position. Let's bring in Power Bond's Curtis Chipaway to the broadcast. And Curtis, welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man.
Fantastic. Curtis, good fun out there here at Circuit Zolder. Got to watch you have a good race, especially with Michael Fulcher there. You and him went back and forth for a little bit, and at the end, you ended up catching up on the podium. So that was a fantastic run. Tell us a little bit about your race out there.
Yeah, it definitely went better than yesterday, but been struggling with the car all week, so I didn't expect such a good result today, and it was great. And that move, I thought I lost it. I thought my race was over when I went for that move on Fulcher on lap 7. I didn't even intentionally do it. I just missed my brake marker.
Well, I tell you what, it was a good run, even though it was a track that you said you thought it was going to be tough in the preparation for this event. I thought that you had a wonderful race, and it's got to be promising. We head off to Circuit of the Americas next week, and I mean, I'll be honest, I love that track as a spectator, but my God, it is difficult as a driver. I don't know how you drive it.
Yeah, when we went there last season, I definitely did not have fun at all, and we're doing that in the Premier Series, so get some practice in before the Americas. I'm hoping to do well there.
Yeah, we're going to be rooting for you, Curtis. I'm going to say you got to have some confidence, because if you can go to Circuit Zolder thinking it's going to be a bad week and come away with a podium, it's got to give you a little bit of hope as you head to Circuit of the Americas in the Premier Series and for the America Series next week.
Yeah, definitely feeling good after the race day. I'm hoping to bring the injury into next week.
Sounds great, buddy. Well, that's Curtis Shipway, everybody. Dayco Ford Falcon Power Bond team racing right there. Let's bring in the guy he battled with, a good part of the race. Let's bring in Kamikaze Race Team's own Michael Fulcher. Michael, welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show, buddy.
Yeah, g'day, JD. Okay.
Oh, how's it going, Michael? What a great event today. Had fun watching you and Curtis go at it there. In the end, he got ahead of you just one position, but still a great job finishing fourth today. Tell us about it.
Yeah, he did steal my podium, but he did it well, I must admit. It was a good drive from him. I enjoyed every lap, man. It was really good.
It was a good time. Tell you what, also like the look of the new car. I don't even know if I got a chance to tell you that yet, but yeah, the new KRT machine looks awesome, man.
Oh, excellent, mate. I'm happy to hear that. There's been a few mixed reactions, but yeah, no, it's good to hear. I like it. Your teammate likes it, so good to hear someone else likes it.
Oh, that's all that matters, man. If you like it in the teammate, that's all that matters. Everybody else, all they got to do, they don't want to see it. If they see it, that means you're too close or you're ahead of them.
Yeah, I don't know if you picked up on something on the broadcast there. When me and Curtis came side by side in the chicane for the first time, didn't end too well for him. I think he got a cut track. I drove away thinking, yes, you beauty. And he caught me again, put the head down, caught me again, and we went through the same chicane side by side. And I got to slow down. And we come up to the next set of chicanes, and Curtis must have got to slow down too, because he backed right off like on the racing line. If I didn't have a slow down at the time, I probably would have given him a little bit of a tap for that. But because he slowed down right in front of me to clear his, I thought, well, okay, I'll clear mine as
well. That's pretty funny, man. I mean, stuff like that never really happens quite like that. So that made it interesting, that's for sure. We enjoyed watching you out there, though, man, and still a great result this week, Mike. We head off to the Circuit of the Americas next week. What's your thought on that?
Yes, I really like the circuit, and I've laid down a pretty good time for the Premier Series, but I've got to basically strip my computer down now and throw all sorts of drivers at it, so I can race Circuit of the Americas. I don't think I'm going to make the Premier Series unless I can fix it tonight. It just stutters really bad there. I love the track, but it's undrivable when there's cars around, which is a shame.
That is a shame. Hopefully you get everything fixed the way you need it to, buddy. And we wish you the best of luck, Mike.
Thanks, mate. I'll be trying very hard this Saturday to tweak it in the right direction.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, hang tight with us. We got more to talk about. That's Michael Fulcher from Kamikaze Race Team. Fantastic result today. Let's talk to another one of the Powerbomb boys. Let's talk to the two-time champ, Marlon McMullen. Marlon, welcome to the Get 30 MX Post Race Show.
G'day, everyone. How are we?
Oh, we're doing fantastic. Tell us a little bit about what happened out on the track today. Marlon started the race today, going up through the field, and we had to go back. We actually didn't see what happened to you until we went back and watched what happened with Marty Carroll. Tell us a little bit about the incident.
Oh, there was a couple incidents leading up towards it. I haven't really had pace all week. I haven't really even had the time to really sit down and do a few laps, so a little bit dejected over that. But I came into the race with not the best qualifying and really not too much confidence. Looped it on I think lap 3, which sent me back to the back of the pack, which is why I was back there. And yeah, it was slowly minding my business, trying to go through the field. It's quite a technical, tight track, trying to construct a pass here, and yeah, it came through and watched Marty with Sam, and then had a chance with him the next lap, and yeah, put the pass on him and came out of the last corner and ducked a wheel into the grass, and fortunately lost a lot of speed coming onto the front straight and just got a knock in the rear bumper going in the turn 1, and yeah, Marty just all of a sudden went vanishing, and I thought my internet disconnected or something. It was quite weird.
Yeah, well, in fact, as soon as I get done talking to you, I'm going to bring him in and see what happened. But looking ahead, we just put this week behind you, Marlon, and it really, even if you don't have to put this week behind you, you still only finished 13 or 14th. Sorry, 14th. So not all is lost. I mean, it's not too bad. We do head to Circuit of the Americas next week. Tell us a little bit about what you can expect from that track.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I'll go into next week with hopefully a little bit more confidence, and I'm pretty keen to do some laps after today. I was pretty dismal, obviously, as you can probably hear my voice right now. So, I'm pretty adamant to try and get this car sort of figured out, and hopefully be at the front. Next week. I feel like I've got something I'm working on, and it's just sort of not clicking with me at the moment. But when it does click, yeah, hopefully it just, the whole world sort of sings in harmony towards you.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Marlon. We've seen you have a bad start in the beginning of a season before, and it ended with a championship. So I have no doubt in your talent, brother.
Cheers. Thank you so much for that. I'll keep my head as high as possible.
Absolutely. That's Marlon McMullen, everybody, the two-time defending champ. Well, I guess it's two-time champ now. He'll be defending that bad boy. He wants to win another one, that's for sure. Let's bring in Marty Carroll from SDC Motorsport here and have a chat with him if I can find out, see what happened with him today. Marty, welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show, brother. There he is, all the way from Australia. Marty, how you doing today, buddy? Welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show. The race went a little bit different for you today. I thought you got out to a good start. Everything looked pretty good for a little while. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
Oh, just had a pretty good start, but just banging doors for the first few opening laps, and got the old incident count up a bit high.
Yep, that'll happen out there. It's a tough track. It really is. We don't run a lot at Circuit Zolder, and we were on a different configuration. Although the configuration isn't that much different from the normal Grand Prix configuration, it's still something we're not real familiar with. And with new tire models, things are going to happen like that. It just was a day that didn't quite go the way you wanted it to.
No, it didn't sort of go to plan, and copped a bit of a netcode bump from Dave Older early, and sort of anytime you get a bit of heat in these tyres, it sort of takes a little bit of time to get the grip to come back for you. And I was trying to push hard and keep up with the pack, and had a good dice there. My apologies go out to Sam Collins. So got it in the back of him while I was trying to defend Marlon coming back through the pack after his early spin, and so my apologies go out to Sam there. I sort of wrecked his race, and that sort of got me incident count up to 15. And as we all know, we only get 17, so it didn't take much for me to get in the back of Marlon there while he was defending pretty heavily down the front straight to get me disconnected. So.
Well, it happens. Absolutely, man. Well, we hate the result, buddy, and look forward to seeing what happens next week as we head out to Circuit of the Americas. I'm sure you're going to have to do a lot of practicing, as that is one of the most difficult tracks, in my opinion, we see.
Yeah, definitely not a favourite of mine at the moment, but we do run the Premier Series this week, as we all know. So we'll get a fair bit of track time, but the weather will be different again next week. And like all the tracks, we all got to put in the time and effort and the dedication to come out each week and be quick and be able to run at the front. And the competition is so close this season. It's it's awesome fun, and they're all great guys within the V8 community. And whether you're battling for 14th and 15th or second and third, like the racing's just phenomenal.
It really is, Marty. It's outrageously fun to watch. You guys have no clue. I'm sure it's fun to race it. It's got to be even more fun to be in it. But we wish you the best of luck next week, Marty. And thanks for chatting with us. Hang tight. We got lots to talk about with. But that's Marty Carroll, everybody, of SDC Motorsports. Let's move on to Jake Burton, and we got some things to talk with Mr. Jake Burton. Jake, welcome to the Get Dirty MX post-race show. Liven us up a little bit, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good, JD. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Tell me about the paint scheme, baby, the Vegemite machine.
Oh, she had pace, man. She had pace.
I tell you what,
good too.
I had to give her the official Paint Scheme of the Week award, and it looked, she was a beauty out there, man. No, in all seriousness, though, a good race for you, Jake, out there. You look good, had good pace all race, and top 5. Hey, can't beat it.
Yeah, it was. I was pretty happy. Just started the race. I basically had my 10 laps of qualifying against my practice before the race. I made the decision early this morning to have a crack, and yeah, started out of 7th, I think, and just tried to work a little bit, looking after the tyres. Having not done any race runs here, I wanted to make sure I had tyres the whole time, and yeah, that worked, and I let the others fall off, like Nigel and Marlon, just making their own mistakes, etc. And yeah, then just put my head down, tried to catch up, and just a shame I got a couple of slowdowns, because then maybe I could have got Curtis and Fulch. But yeah, just a shame, but I'm still very happy with 5th, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Jake, you've had a really good start first 2 weeks of the season, and I think this is going to be your season, buddy. I really do. I think it's going to be a season where you really showcase your growth in this car. I think you're becoming one of the goods or one of the greats in this series, and it's definitely time for you to step up. So you're showing that you have that. We're looking forward to seeing what you can bring to week 3. It's a tough track at Circuit of the Americas. What can we expect to see next week?
Well, it's funny because, as I'm sure a lot of the guys will repeat to you, Circuit of the Americas is probably the reason I didn't do as good as what I wanted to this week, getting ready for Premier Series, etc. And I've got exceptional pace there, so I'm very happy. I think I'm 9th in the standings at the moment for the pre-qualifying, and yeah, we'll just use the setup and practice that we've got from this week to go into next week, and I can assure you we'll be very strong.
Absolutely. That's what I wanted to hear. Thanks, Jake. Hang tight. We're going to have a lot to talk about here in just a minute, especially about the Premier Series that's coming up. Let's bring in Sam Sutton. Had a great day on the track. Sam, welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show. How's it going?
Yeah, good, JD.
Fantastic. Another great job out on the track today, Sam. Watched you just outside of the top 5. We're finishing right behind Jake Burton tonight. And a 6th place finish, can't beat it. You started 9th, worked your way up 3 spots throughout the race, and a good 6th place finish. It's a great week 2 for you at a tough track. Tell me about what happened out on the track, man.
Yeah, it was good to back up my result from last week, although this one was probably a bit more earned than last one. Last week was all strategy, this week was genuine car pace. I felt comfortable around Zolder all week. I don't know what it is, but just from the first day, you just felt comfortable in the car, and good. Yes, Jake, the Vegemite delivery was very distracting. Bright yellow, you can't miss it. I did follow him off at some terms, just watching the Vegemite car go into the distance, but no. Generally a good race. Tyres held on pretty good. Wasn't to my liking at the end, but no. 6th place is very good.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially in this group, man. We got some killer talent this season. Marty said it just a moment ago and brought it up. He's absolutely 100% right. This year is, I think, going to be the closest championship run we've had yet. It seems to get closer and closer each season. But this season, I believe it's up for grabs, and so it's going to be really fun. I think after week 4, we'll start to see really things start to take shape. But right now is how you guys make it shape. So it's awesome to be getting good results now. But you got to remember, this is it's just week 2. Lots can happen, so you gotta stay up on top of everything. We look forward to seeing what you bring next week, Sam.
Yeah, cheers. It's really about whoever gets on top of the car earliest, which I think is what Bo and Chad have done really at the moment. They're just dominating the field. So maybe, yeah, like you said, week 4, I reckon everyone will start together hanging this new car, and we'll be back to those closer battles at the front again.
Absolutely, buddy. Thanks, Sam. Hang tight with us. We got lots to talk about. Let's talk about. Let's give a shout out or talk here. I can't even say it. A talking to a guy kind of had a weird race. Let's talk to the enforcer himself, Corey Preston. And if I can bring him in here, let's see. Corey, welcome to the Get 30 MX Post Race Show, buddy.
Hello.
How you doing, Corey? Am I going to hear the beeping tonight?
I don't know.
Well, before we even discuss that, man, how about the race tonight? Tell me a little bit about what happened out there. You had a great battle going on and then disappeared. Did we hit our limit?
Yeah, we did. I have internet dramas, my mistakes, and just general lack of race setup stability to blame for that one.
Well, I'll tell you what excited me about your race tonight was you kind of fell back. I think you lost 2 positions there in 1 lap. And then the next thing I know, you fought a good battle and you were starting to regain your ground. You looked very strong there for a minute. And that's when I believe like half a lap later is when you disappeared from us. So it was a real interesting on our point because we didn't know if you hit your incident limit or you had internet connection issues, and just wanted to find out what happened in your race.
Yeah, well, I ended up getting disqualified. Yeah, but those first couple of laps, I was having some internet dramas. My quality bar would just start peaking out at midway, and I was losing tyre grip, and tyres were wearing, and then yeah, I fell away a bit, and I think it was lap 11. I think I just understeered straight off the road, and then gassed it up, spun, kept it out of the wall, and then yeah, that's why I lost 2 spots, and then yeah, got back on the road, started fighting, had some pretty good pace, and yeah, I think I need to spin during a race more often. It seems to bring all your tyre grip back.
Sounds good, buddy. Well, we look forward to seeing what happens next week, and it could be another race if you're not careful with it. You could hit incident points again at Circuit of the Americas. Definitely a unique track layout, and this West configuration is definitely tricky. So we'll be looking forward to seeing what you have next week.
Yeah, it's funny you should mention Circuit of the Americas, actually. I think Jake said it earlier about the Premier Series being there, which is kind of ironic because I'm not really a fan of Circuit of the Americas, yet I'm doing laps to be competitive in the Premier Series, and yeah, not really doing as well as I should be here, but yeah, that's how it goes.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, thanks for having a chat with us. Don't go anywhere. We got lots to talk about. I'm going to move things along now and bring in Dave Oliver, have a chat with him about his race out there. And Dave, welcome to the Get 30 MX post-race show. How you doing, buddy?
Very good. Yourself?
Doing fantastic. Having a chat with all the boys that were on the race tonight. And Dave, we saw a lot of good things from you tonight. Your place you finished on the track really didn't do you justice as how well I thought you really ended up driving tonight. The 8th place finish, and it seemed like you did well anytime you were in small battles, and things just look good out there. Tell us a little bit about it from your point of view.
Yeah, started 13th and kind of got a decentish start, and the other guys around me did as well. So there was a little bit of a bottleneck into one, and ran well for that lap, and then was at side by side with Marty through the second chicane and got a little bit of a netcode bump, and which kind of kicked the back end of Marty's car out. So because he was running pretty well there as well. So shame that happened, and yeah, from there it was just try to sort out who was faster and stuff, and just look after the tires, and just keep a consistent speed. So.
Fantastic, man. Well, you come in and 8th place finish, not bad at all, buddy. I'll tell you, impressive. We'll move on next week to Circuit of the Americas. Is that going to be a good track for you, or is it one that's a real tough?
I don't know. I didn't get to run it last season in the official series, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. I've done a few laps in practice for the Premier Series, but I don't know. I just couldn't really get my head around it, so I just turned into a little drift session. So
Yeah. Sounds good, buddy. Well, we look forward to seeing what you bring to the table next week. It sure is good. I love the paint scheme on the car, by the way. I almost gave it the Paint Scheme of the Week award, but I had to give it over to the Vegemite machine, man. It was just too good there. From Jake Burton, that was impressive. Pretty funny paint. So, but I love the new paint on the car. Everything's looking good for you, man.
yeah, thanks. It should be good. So I didn't exactly have the outright speed here, but had it pretty consistent. So and again from my starting position, it's what I'm aiming for. So
Absolutely, brother. Well, best of luck to you next week, and hang tight. We got lots to talk about. I'm going to bring in Dylan Shepard real quick and have a chat with him. And Dylan Shepard finished one spot below Dave Oliver there. He finished in 9th, so a good top 10 there. Dylan, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show, buddy. How you doing?
I'm going good, guys. How are you?
We're doing good, my friend, and a great race out there today. Really from everybody on a track like we don't spend a lot of time on in the V8s, and you go out there today. And Dylan, we saw you in a couple different battles. They were really fun to watch out there. And let's see, you started the race in 10th, you moved up to 9th and finished there. So a top 10, good result. And tell us about it. Tell us what you liked, what you didn't like.
Yeah, it was overall a pretty good race for me. I haven't really had much time to practice. Most of my time's been committed to the Premier Series, but yeah, went out there, gave my best crack, and it just seemed like the race pace I usually have wasn't there, but I had quality pace this time around, so that was a bit of an improvement. But yeah, overall it was a really good race. Everyone kept it clean around me, so yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Man, we enjoyed watching it. The track is so unique here. You hit those chicanes and they're so rough, and the smallest error can really end your race. We saw that from several drivers from an incident point of view. They had too many incidents. Did you ever get close to your incident limit?
I think I only got like 10 or 11 maybe, which is still quite a lot. But yeah, it's just you mainly get them when you're trying to keep up with someone and you're pushing hard. But when you get on your own and you settle yourself down a bit, you don't seem to get them as a lot. But yeah, it's definitely when you're pushing them hard that you rack up them incidents.
Yeah, that's a good point. You get in there pressing hard with somebody, and you're gonna get more incidents. That makes really good sense, and that's exactly what we saw. It was the guys that were in good battles that ended up getting those incidents. So, but anyways, like I said, enjoyed the race. We head off to Circuit of the Americas next week. Probably not a favorite on everybody's calendar. It's a difficult track in this car, but it sure is going to be fun next week. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well. I've actually picked up a bit of pace there this week because I'm sitting in the top 25 or something for the pre-qualifying, which is a huge achievement for me. Didn't even think I'd get near that, but yeah,
Good job,
can't wait
man.
to race there next week.
Man, we look forward to it, Dylan. You just keep working on it, man. Maybe we'll be talking about you winning this race next week. You never know.
Yeah, it's a long shot, but I'll definitely give it a good crack.
Sounds great, buddy. It's Dylan Shepard, everybody. We're going to move along to the last two drivers. I wanted to bring them in almost together, but I'm going to bring in Ryan Shelton first, and then, of course, the good friend Bones. Ryan Shelton, welcome to the Get Dirty MX Post Race Show, buddy.
What's up, man?
And I had fun watching the Dr. Pepper machine out there battle hard with our buddy Bones out there. Tell us about the race.
It was actually a really great race. Started dead last. I was like, oh great, this can't be good. And so I just drove my race, did exactly what I did last night, and I just tried to just not wreck. That was my main goal. Don't wreck, don't go off track, don't get a slow down. You'll have a good race, and that's exactly what I did. I think I finished 12th, something like that. And,
yeah, man. Yeah, you actually started 19th, come across in 12th. That's a great day in my book.
Yeah, well, it is for me too, considering last week I finished 21st, which was the last car running. So.
Absolutely, man. Well, I thought, you did a great job, and we had fun watching you and Bones battle it out on the track. That's what I'm going to talk to him about in just a second, too. Just wanted to give it a point of view of how Circuit Zolder was for you and what you can do to move on in the season. It's good to see you look like you're improving each week we've seen you.
Well, yeah, I mean, Road Atlanta is my home track, so I figured I was gonna be pretty good. But
Me
it
too.
wasn't. I wasn't at all. And then Zolder, like, funny story about Zolder is I bought the track. I had no clue like where it was located. I was like, oh, this is an Australian track, so I just started with a V8 supercar. This is last year. I had no clue it was Belgium or whatnot, and I just fell in love with the track immediately.
That's funny because it's definitely not Australian. Where are you at in to be around Road Atlanta?
I'm in upstate South Carolina.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm right in middle Georgia, so Road Atlanta is right there, right there. It's about an hour from my house, so it's awesome. But we look forward to seeing you next week, man. Circuit of the Americas is going to be a tough track for most. What's it going to be like for you?
Same game plan. Don't wreck. I know that there's a lot of open space not to wreck in, but last season I competed there and did terrible just because I was still learning the car, and two, Coda is just not a track that I kind of like it, but it's just I can't do it fast at all.
Hey, understandable. Now I'm going to talk with the guy that you battled with all race long, Bo Cattell. I've been at Bo Cattell. Haha. Bones. Yeah, Wish. Yeah.
That's an
Bones!
upgrade. How you going, JD Kane?
What's up? I said Bo Cattell. I have no
Yeah, thanks for upgrading me. You upgraded me a bit too far, I think. But I can't live up to that one.
Yeah, you can, Bones. You have been doing a fantastic job on track, buddy. And just like I was talking right there with Ryan Shelton, Ryan started all the way back in 19th. He finished 12th. Well, you started 18th and finished 11th. Fantastic performance out there, man.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a great race. We had a pretty great clean battle there. We were side by side for a few corners, and we each gave each other plenty of room. I sort of got pushed back behind him on the first lap, and then passed him a couple of times, and then made a mistake, and he got back past, and we got down to the 2 laps to go, I think, and I got round him again, and then he had a little bit of a tyre problem, so I gained another spot, and then Corey dropped out and gained another spot, so got there. I actually had to battle for one position this time I gained, but the rest of them are all thanks to dropouts again, so I got up to 11th through a few other people's mistakes. So. same plan as Ryan, just stay out there and see how far we can finish, sort of thing.
Yeah, man, that was awesome, man. It really was. We, on the broadcast, we truly enjoyed watching that battle. You and Ryan put on a good show for us, even in the middle of the field. So that was really fun to watch. We couldn't take our eyes off the front, and then we saw y'all, and we had to. It was just too good of a show. So
I say you caught a bit of it. That's good. Yeah, it was a fantastic, great fun.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. And looks like some of the guys are showing their love down in the text bar down there on how they love Coda so much. So, how you looking at it, Bo? Since you're Bo now.
Bo, yeah. I won't be Bo Cattell in it, but no, I don't mind it. We've been sort of practicing it for the Premier Series. I got into the top 40 the first qualifying, but I'm pushed out to 53rd. But if the temperature's right, it's got plenty of grip. It's a lot more grip than it had last time we ran there. So hopefully they'll have cooler temperature and it'll have plenty of grip. It'll be lots of fun.
I don't know if it'll be quite as bad as last time. I just wish that they would run the standard Grand Prix circuit, not this West circuit. And so everybody's else saying no full circuit. But I like that long straightaway on the backstretch. I think it gives people more. Everybody gets mad at me when I say that, but I don't care. You got a better passing zone at the end of that. It is. It's a long way around, but I like it. But anyways, we'll move along. Good job out there today, Bones. I am
Thanks,
am proud of you, buddy. You did a good job, and we had fun watching you. We look forward to seeing what you do next week. Let's talk to everybody. It sounds like almost everyone in their interview tonight, as we move on to group discussion here, it sounds like that every driver we talked to mentioned or at least talked about the Premier Series that is getting ready to take off and it's really exciting. Something I do want to talk about in the post-race show tonight. I know that Kane is excited. I could speak for him as well, as me and him are very excited about this series, as we will be partaking in the broadcast as well as Leo, and it's going to be a good time. We got a big group doing it, so we're looking forward to it. I know that you guys have to be excited. It's it's going to be something. What do you think about it? Whoever wants to speak on it.
What was the question?
It's not really a question. It's just
Oh.
more of what do you think about this? It's the first time. It is a big deal because it's the first time that we've ever done, or V8's Online, when I say we, has done a hosted event. It's always been an official iRacing session. This is a new for us, so it's different. I don't know. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah,
Yay.
looking pretty, yay.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Yay.
Yeah, yeah, as Jim
There
said.
it is.
Yeah, as
The
Jim
chirp.
said. As Jim said, yay, but yeah, which side of the broadcast are you and Kane going to be doing, JD?
Well, we're going to be broadcasting. Kane, help me out here because we're still learning myself.
We'll be broadcasting the actual race. JD, of course, will be doing the commentating with a couple of the Australian Fates Supercar guys, and I'll be doing the cameras and the directing, and it'll be on the main race, I believe.
I think they're doing the televising the development on the first one as well, the 20-minute race. So.
If we do,
Correct.
it will be right there.
Yeah.
Apparently they're broadcasting the development race because their qualifying's determined by the pre-qualifying, and it's a short race. It's only 12 laps for them this week, and then broadcasting the qualifying for us, and then the race for us.
Are we talking about the Premier Series?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Oh. Yay.
You're with us now, Jim.
Yeah, I caught up now.
Jim's caught up. Jim, what do you have for us, man? What do you have for us this week?
That's why I was so behind. I'm looking at the forums trying to find some dirt.
All right,
Can't
well,
find anything.
we'll let Jim find dirt. We're going to continue to talk about this Premier Series because it is going to be
Yay.
big, and I think that we're going to have a lot of viewers. You know, and I think that Jake should run his Vegemite scheme at the Premier Series. He was telling me Kane wasn't in here, but he was saying make sure tell Kane to refresh his paints before the Premier Series, and I was like, why, man? We want to see the Vegemite sim instrument scheme out there. I think it look killer.
Nah, the blue looks good. The blue looks good, and the problem is then I'd have to make my teammate Stenny run the Vegemite as well, and yeah.
Do it.
I actually think one of you guys should run peanut butter as well.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter and Vegemite. You guys don't mix those two, do you?
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Not like jelly.
Vegemite
Peanut
and
butter
cheese.
jelly time. Peanut butter jelly time.
or even one of you, Stenny should run Nutella and you should run peanut butter, Burton.
Well, we was hoping Jake Kennedy would be able to come in tonight and kind of discuss any questions or anything about the Premier Series, because he is the man with the plan. He's got all the answers.
And
he's
he
been
may
working
join us.
really hard.
I
He has
doubt
been
it.
working so hard on all the graphics, everything. You guys are going to be real surprised at the presentation. I think he's been working really hard on it.
Ooh, I know. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Who's doing the double, as Mike Budzian calls it, with the NASCAR iRacing series being at Watkins Glen this weekend?
Oh yeah, I did that. I think I was in the 5th split on Wednesday.
Thanks, Curtis. You're such a ball of energy.
It was well, nothing happened. I started first and finished first.
Unlike yesterday, where he came in like a wrecking ball.
Right, as where he wrecked everybody yesterday, including me. Thank you, by the way.
And me.
Hey man, I didn't hit you directly, Jim. Okay.
You're right. Dave hit you, and then Dave hit me. So I blame Dave.
No, I got hit by someone else.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got
whatever.
hit by somebody, and that it all.
I got hit by a
broke
new
loose.
guy who
Okay, here we go. Here we go. I'm going to tell you this. I'm excited about the Premier Series for the fact of this. Okay, number one is it's every other week, which I think is going to be fantastic. One of the reasons why is I'm going to be getting up at 3, possibly 4 in the morning, and I just because I love broadcasting you guys so much and these V8s that I could do that. And I don't think there's a lot of broadcasters other than Kane out there that will get up at 4 in the morning just to broadcast. So I'm excited. I really am. I'm still learning about the way things are going to run because, like I said, it's the first time we were ever doing. It's not the first time that Kane and myself have broadcasted hosted sessions, but it's the first time that V8's online. And like Kane said, in all seriousness, Jay Kennedy has done tremendous amount of work on this. And I really think it's going to take off. I think it's going to be a huge success. So for all you guys that are going to be a part of it, man, work hard because I think it's really going to pay off.
Yeah, no, we appreciate you getting up there those hours of the morning to actually help broadcast it for us because we wouldn't be able to broadcast it without your guys' internet. And yeah, there's a whole heap of people behind Jay that have gone to organise it and they've done such a great job to organise it. It just goes to show with how many people have qualified and how many people are putting in astronomical numbers of laps. He quoted something today.
Yeah, Jay had said, what did he say? 100 and some people have put in qualifying times?
Wow.
Yeah, and some of them done over 100 laps.
Yeah, what I really, there's sort of there's really good pluses for the Premier Series, but something I feel really terrible on is what happens to all the guys that don't make the 2 splits. Like
they try harder next time.
Yep.
Look, really though, the thing is like if you don't make the first 2 splits, you probably shouldn't be racing over a race distance anyway, because not saying people are slow, but like it shouldn't be that hard if you try decently to get into the first 2 splits at least.
Well, sometimes yes, but in this where there's just an overabundance of guys that are decent at this car. I mean, look at just how the American Series has grown in just this year. Like everybody's got this good pace, and the racing all throughout the field is great. And there's 20 of you guys. And I know that there's so many guys that ain't racing. There's got to be 100 guys out there that are like you guys, just fast, So I think whenever you take the guys that haven't been driving, that are coming back to run in the series, and all the guys that are going to be running in these 2 splits, I think there will be some guys that are pretty worthy that will still be sitting out.
I think watching it.
Go and race the Skip Barber.
I don't want to break. I don't want to break away from this subject fully yet, but something was brought to my attention. Do we have any English drivers in this series? Or in the America Series? Any of y'all?
Used to.
Okay. Nobody in here is English, though, right?
I speak English.
No.
Okay, well, I do too.
So
well,
you speak Canadian.
Well, the reason I say that's good because at Open Park in the week after next, it says that the track is going to be international without Britons. So I didn't know if they weren't allowing English people or not.
we don't let them into Australia anymore either.
What is that? International without Britons is what it says.
It's one of the chicanes. It's called that.
It's the first chicane.
JD.
Oh no, it's without Poms. I like that.
That is the worst pun I've ever heard in my life.
Oh no, that was awful. I
Without
had to,
bad
though.
broadcasters.
That almost goes on the border of discrimination.
Yeah, I had to deal with that at work today.
Hey,
Who cares about discrimination? I mean,
That's almost as bad as your daggum beeping fire or smoke detector.
Oh.
I'm going to send you a 9-volt battery.
You put a battery in it yet, Corey?
I
haven't heard it beep.
I have. Funnily enough, I have put it in a 9-volt. Shut up, Jim. I have put a. I have.
Tell you what, though, on this topic, I think it was Tuesday night or something after a race. I think it was Richard Hampstead. His smoke alarm went off on TeamSpeak, and he had to evacuate his building.
Oh man, that would be something else, man. If you're in the middle of a race and you have to evacuate the building.
I can't leave right now. I'm winning.
Yeah, just stay there.
No
The fire is to stand outside your door.
Knowing Hampstead, he probably was in the
One more
lead.
lap.
If not right there, yeah. But anyways, I knew I'd get us off topic. I'm bad. I got this
Good
ADD
job.
problem. I know. But in all seriousness, I had to have a little joke in there, but it was pretty terrible. But anyhow, it's going to be exciting, man. I'm stoked about it. And it's going to be, I'm sure the first week will be a learning experience for everybody, including the drivers, but really including the broadcast crew. It's going to be fun for us. It'll be like 4 in the morning over here, so I'll be all groggy. Like, but it's going to be awesome, man. I love it, and I'm excited about it. Hope you guys are excited too.
Yeah,
Tell you what,
really,
now you say that.
really excited for this because number one, I'm trying to contemplate and try and predict how all of our computers are going to handle 40 cars going into
that'll
turn
be
one
fine.
Yeah.
Americas, and how 40 cars are actually going to get into turn one at Americas.
Yeah, no, there's a setting in your graphics that limits the amount of cars you'll render. Am I right?
Yep, you're absolutely right. And luckily for us, Kane has just got an amazing new graphics card, so it should be able to handle everything just fine, right, Kane?
Broadcast space too much in for you guys, huh?
Yeah, the new graphics card's doing well. I do have an issue that I gotta get figured out. It obviously wasn't the graphics card, but yeah, we're gonna get it figured out, and we're gonna have a great show.
Just for if anyone of the Australian government happens to be listening, yeah, get us better internet. You're causing JD and Kane to stay up to ridiculous hours on Sunday morning for us to go racing.
We voted our internet out.
Please don't send helicopters.
No, it's so funny because he just said a minute ago. Sorry. He was like, Kane and JD got to stay up till 4 in the morning. So we got to use the Americans' internet to broadcast our show. Is it that bad over there? Like,
Yeah,
the internet that bad?
It's third world. On pedals.
Oh man, it's like dial-up.
It's only like it's only like 30 megabits, and we're gonna pay like $80 a month.
That's insane. That is insane.
For only 200 gig.
Americans would be throwing computers out of the windows. I mean, it would be. It would be
Some of us aren't getting 30 megabits. Don't worry about that. I'm getting lucky to get 10.
Yeah, there's so many that are at 5 or just right around that area. So 30 is the good.
I wonder what is causing that. Like, I mean, I guess it's just, you know,
crappy.
Well, if you think back,
connection.
just 2 years ago, we were at that 30 megabit mark. So we've got it up to about 100 now for throughout the country. But I think in the next couple of years, Australia will get the internet together a little better.
Slowly getting it.
Next couple centuries.
Fiber,
Yeah,
Some of us are on fibre.
What's hurting us is just our sparsity, you know, and it just costs heaps to upgrade the copper everywhere. So we're slowly rolling out fibre.
You're in West Sydney out in the sticks, eh?
Yeah, pretty much. West
Well,
Sydney.
in Perth.
Well, I thought West Sydney and areas like this would be some of the first people to get it, but nope.
Well, if you guys haven't had a chance yet to go watch the newest episode of Short Shift, it's specifically on the premiere series. Go watch it. It's only about an 11-minute episode, but it's a special episode just for the premiere series. So watch it. I'll put the link in the down here in the little chat bar so you guys can go watch it. But it does says a little bit about it. It's pretty good. Jay and Sandman do a phenomenal job on that show.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, like I said, I'll find it and put it in there. It's pretty awesome. But man, it's got to be. Yeah, I'll find it. It's a really good show.
As always, the Short Shift presentation was fantastic. They kind of ran through the details of the series and answered a few questions that people have had and stuff. So it's definitely worth watching, especially if you're wanting to participate in the series. That it's useful information.
Oh, big time. I'm pulling it up right now so that I can hand you or put the link down there for you guys. I mean, all you got to do is, and even for the viewers out there that would like to watch it, all you have to do is go to YouTube, type in V8s Online, and of course subscribe. And it's right there. It says Short Shift Episode 5, and you can just watch it. Like I said, Jay and Sam, man, giving you all the information on the upcoming premiere series. And I watched it a couple times just to kind of, is a short, and it really fills in the information, but it's awesome. And of course,
very good.
and the link is right here, boys. I'll put it down right now for you. And for the viewers, like I said, just go to youtube.com, search V8s Online, one word, and you can click on the V8s Online tab there and subscribe, and it's right there. But all the info right there for you guys. Obviously everybody's really excited about the premiere series, and I'm sure we'll have more to talk about after it gets started and we kind of see how things roll with that. But let's kind of focus our interest back to the American series for a moment. It sounds like we got a lot of upcoming talent getting ready to come into this league, and they're going to be coming in. I know everybody's going to be running away, but it sounds like that a lot of guys are going to be coming in here.
In your term that you used.
What are you talking about?
You said the word league.
Oh, sorry. This series, pardon me. A lot of new talent coming up into this series, and they're going to be coming. You think they're coming in now? Wait till we get the new update at the end of the season, or allegedly at the end of the season. We'll see. I'll believe it when I see it when we get the new V8. So I think that it's going to become a humongous thing, and the guys that are in the V8s now, I just hope that that y'all remain with us after, because you're already losing. Sometimes I just feel like when we get a lot of other options, we kind of lose guys, but I just see this series continuing to grow.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of excitement around, and it's a lot of people coming back to it. So yeah, I think it's going to get bigger and bigger.
That's all we can hope for, is that it gets bigger and bigger. And like I said, next week it is Circuit of the Americas. Sounds like everybody hates it, but it's a good track. It's just difficult. That's really, it doesn't go well with the V8. Let's say that. It's a hard track for the V8. It really is. I got on the track today and drove around in the V8, and I'll be honest, I couldn't keep the car on the track because I had to go so slow. I mean, I'm not, it just felt like I was going too slow, so I'd try to speed up, and when I did, I'd hit something. It's a tough track for these V8s. It's perfect for open wheel cars that have downforce, that they can hug these turns, and still keep a good pace going. Different story.
Yeah, you hit those little chicanes and you can get a bit of two-wheel action too. But yeah, with the temperature down and a bit of grip, it's not too bad. So depends on what your temperature was set at.
That's what I'm going to need to do. I'm going to go in a test session as soon as this show ends in just a minute, and I'm going to try that out because it really is a big difference maker. Guys, y'all have anything else before we shut her down this week?
No, I'd just like to congratulate Bo, our teammate, on his win, and Jim for his second in the second split. Well done, boys. Good points for the teams.
Absolutely, man. Bo had a fantastic win. That's really good for Bo, and I tell you what, that's 2 weeks, 2 different winners. Next week's going to be week 3. I think we're going to see 3 weeks, 3 different winners. That is awesome. That's something we hadn't seen in the past couple seasons. So that just shows the level of competition we have here. When you have multiple weeks and multiple different winners, it gets exciting. You don't have the same, just 2 dominant drivers going at it, or 1 dominant driver. That's what makes it awesome. But Kane, anything else, buddy? I'm going to go ahead and do our closing words here.
No, I think you're good.
Absolutely, buddy. Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody that comes in and talks with us post-race. Bones, Curtis, Dave Oliver, Dylan Shepard, Marty, even you, Mr. Corey Preston, everybody. Enjoy it. Bo Cubis, congratulations on the win. Marty Carroll, again, thanks again. Nigel Baines was here with us earlier. Marlon McMullen. There's a bunch of them I'm passing up on, but thanks a lot for everybody that comes in each week. We appreciate it. The post-race show is always a blast. Viewers love it. And we look forward to next week, guys. Make sure you're coming out. And before we do close out, I do want to remind everybody, I know we talked about the entire post-race show, but keep your eyes and ears open about the Premier Series. It's going to be a phenomenal showing, and so much work has gone into it. And just out of the respect for all the guys that have put so much time and effort into it, just show up to watch it. If you're watching the show now, make sure you check out the Premier Series. It's going to be a blast. But until next week, guys, we head to Circuit of the Americas. Next week is going to be exciting. If you're in the mood for some oval racing, make sure you check in with us Wednesday night for the NASCAR iRacing Series here, as Kane Craft and myself broadcast the open split, the top open split each Wednesday night. That starts at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time in the U.S., and it's a blast every week. But if it's VH you want and it's the Americas, you know where to find us. It's going to be right here next week, same time as this week. That's 10:15 Eastern Time in the United States. And I say goodbye to you all, guys. We'll be back next week as we come to you live from Circuit of the Americas. Y'all have a good night.
Contact free. Close the temper.
Muggleton just has to cross over this crest. He will cross the line and will win the championship.